how much weight will this bed cover support? I don't know for sure, but I know I'm 240 pounds and I haven't broken it yet. Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm gonna talk some more about my BAK FLIP MX4 bed cover, tonneau cover. I've had this thing since June the 11th, 2020. I looked it up before I started the video because I couldn't remember how long I had it. Today is March the 10th, 2023. Now, ever since I've had this thing, I've been doing the same job, RV transport, where I'm constantly going back and forth across country. That's one reason I wanted it. So if I got a hotel, I've got my toolbox back here, I've got other things back here, and I wanted to make sure that those things were secure. Now, it does only keep an honest man honest. I mean, anybody could take a pry bar and get up under this seal and break, you know, there's ways to get into it. You can cut a hole in it. I mean, plenty of ways to get into it, but I always like the thought of a hard cover. That way, not only is it out of sight, out of mind, but when somebody walks up and thinks about getting into it, I think it is a further deterrent than a soft cover, personally myself. Now, I like this flush mount with the bed, and it doesn't actually have to sit up on top of the bed. That was one thing I was looking for when I bought it. It doesn't cover the stake pocket holes back here, which is not a big deal. I just think it looks better because some of them I see the holes are half covered and half not. But all in, I've been extremely happy with this cover. I think, don't quote me on this, I think it comes with a 5-year warranty. And I have had to call them once because I was out in Montana. The speed limit was 80 miles an hour. I was dealing with a 40-mile-an-hour crosswind. And back here in the back, it started wiggling around a little bit. By the time I got home, it had broken the corner pieces off. I called BAK Industries and just called the customer support number and was telling them what had happened. And he was very nice, but I didn't even know that he was paying attention. He asked me for my address and I told him, and he asked me what my issue was and I told him. And like I said, I didn't even think he was paying attention. And he said, "Okay, sir, we got those parts on our way. Is there anything else I can help you with?" I said, "Well, how much do I owe you?" He said, "No, it's covered under warranty." So that's the only time I've dealt with customer service, but it was a really, really good experience. You know, I couldn't have asked for them to handle it any better. It actually shocked me that they were that easy to deal with. That's just my one experience with them, so take that for what it's worth. The bed cover at this point, what, 2.5 years or however long it's been, is starting to show some signs of wear. But to me, they're light for as much as I use the cover. So whenever I'm towing a fifth wheel, this is where this goes. It does have 2 small straps right here that you snap into the front panel to hold it steady to keep it from flipping back. But I forgot to do that a few times. I've never had an issue with it trying to flip backwards. When it's sitting up here riding and you're going 2,000 miles on some of the roads that are as rough as they are in this country, this thing's constantly sitting up here doing this. Now, for 2 years and God only knows how many miles, this truck's got 500,000 miles on it. I don't remember exactly, but I think it was around 150,000 when I put this on. So that's a lot of miles that it's been on the truck. Now, if you did have a need to want to flip it all the way up, say you're going to haul a washing machine or a bedroom suit, something like that, you can flip it up. And that's where I have to put it to fuel so I can get into my tank. And it has these little rods. You just fold them up right here, loosen this, and that keeps it where it can't go anywhere. A lot of times I go through the car washes, the touchless car washes, and I'll put it up here. That way everything in the bed gets sprayed down. I take anything out that doesn't need to get wet and just wash my bed out, because if you're fueling as much as I do, these pumps, the handles leak and everything else, you'll get a little residue inside the truck. This is the bed cover while it's hooked up to a fifth wheel camper. This is a stationary B&W companion that slides down into the receiver hitch, and there's plenty of room to make turns. I pulled a lot of different campers, same on every one, but if you did need more room, you can always flip it up. And there are these that you can put in to secure it in that position, then you got all the room. And that's how I get in to fuel my fuel tank too. So you just twist these screws out. This will slide down, lock into place. That way you can drive down the road with it in the up position. These rods do have little places they stick underneath the bedside. Every panel is not locking. This one is. So when you let it down, you have to reach under here and unlock it to get this one up. Then whenever you flip it over for the next one, see right here, it's locking. But when you flip this one up, I put these on here trying to keep it from scrubbing, and this worked really good. I didn't call back and tell them I need more weather stripping like I should. I should have called them and said, hey, you know, some of my weather stripping fell off. I need you guys to send me some new. I had this stuff laying around. I put it on and it's been working good ever since. So this panel does not lock. When you let it down, that's where I was getting some flex whenever I was only in extreme winds. I'm not talking about just your average driving down the road. I'm talking about whenever the winds are really kicking, like 80 miles an hour down the road with a 40 mile an hour crosswind, you'll get when that happens, I'll get just a little bit of this. It's not bad and it's not noticeable. Even when it's doing it, you just catch it out the side of the mirror doing this. But that is what broke these corners off on the back corners. And when I called them, they sent me all 4 corners. Now, this here, this is the most damage that I've seen as far as cosmetic. And that comes from being folded up, pulling a 5th wheel. And like I say, that little ball over there, it really helps whenever your tailgate's froze up. But as far as just, if you forget about it and you go to fold this up, it will make a little dent in the bed cover whenever I let it down. And sometimes I forget, sometimes I don't. But I need to actually go back. I need to call BAK Industries and have them send me some more of the little pieces like this that actually go in here. That would stop all this. But like I said, it hasn't done anything but cosmetic damage. It hasn't hurt anything. So I've just not had time to think about to do it. Now, this here, this is just a little rubber bungee or nylon bungee, like a tarp strap. And what it's here for, that is so in the summertime, I take it off. That way you don't know it's there. But in the wintertime, when this tailgate could freeze up, I take and put this up here, close it, leave the little ball hanging right here. That way, when I get to where I'm going, the tailgate's frozen up because it's 10 degrees or something, I just pull that and it unlatches for me. The only bad thing about doing this is I have little divots in my bed cover now from where I'll forget and I'll open it up like this. Then when I come over the next time with it, the ball is sitting in there and it pushes that ball in. That is a tip that needs to be worked on. So if you can find something like this that has somewhat of a handle that's flat so it won't push in to the bed cover, I'd recommend finding something like that for winter months. If you're like me and you may wind up letting enough moisture get back here so your tailgate freezes up and you have that issue. So I need to take it off because it's summertime again, but it hasn't been flopping around or anything like that on me. And then when I need it, I can just open it up. Then I'll pull it to the side and go ahead and finish rolling my bed cover up. That way it's not in between here getting caught and binding everything up. Today I'm at a rest area off I-70. I'm helping another gentleman out, towing him home, and he's actually helped me out with the camera. I wanted to record this while I was recording the rest of this video, but I lost the clip. So anyway, People ask me a lot of times, how much weight will this bed cover support? I don't know for sure, but I know I'm 240 pounds and I haven't broken it yet. Now, I don't do anything crazy on it. Like if I'm up here, I'm not gonna put other stuff, I'm not gonna carry stuff across it. I do weigh 240 pounds. I try to keep my feet on individual panels. Like I'll keep one foot on this panel, one on this one to split the weight up. And I've never had an issue with it. I did use it when I was installing my security cameras at home. The light pole that I put them on, it was just a perfect height. I could reach up and do that. That kept it just high enough where someone couldn't just reach up and take my security cameras or unhook them or something like that. But yeah, like I say, this is both feet on one panel. I'll go ahead and step back here on this back one. You see the bow, what it's doing, it's bouncing the whole truck. It's pretty doggone strong. I think I read somewhere it'll hold up to 400 pounds. And, you know, I weigh over half of that. So I used to have a buddy that was a lot smaller than me, and he actually used it more than I did to get up into high places. We were working on a garage, and he would run around on it like crazy, but he only weighed like 180 pounds. So anyway, I did want to make sure and show you it will actually hold a person standing up here on top of it. So if you guys haven't seen my 1-year review video on this, I'm going to leave a link to it in the description. You can go check that out. Everything, since I made that video, there's really been no change. The rubber's still in the same shape on the sides. The Cosmetic scratches in the center, they were there whenever I did the first one. They weren't as bad per se, but that's my fault. That's not on BAK or the bed cover, because as easy as they sent me the bed corners, if I would have called them and said, hey, I need this, I'm sure they would have sent it. And I should maybe look into calling them later today and see if they have them. And I may try to do that. But as far as what I suggest or recommend it, yeah, to everybody I know. Is it worth the money? For me, it's 100% worth the money, and I go back and buy another one tomorrow. I don't really know what would be a determining factor to keep me from buying this one versus a different one. But for me, this is exactly what I wanted when I bought it. And it's done every bit as good as I could have asked for it to. I was worried that with me opening and closing it so frequently, at least every day, if not every other day, and not babying it at all. Sometimes it's raining, sometimes it's just, sometimes you're just in a hurry and you sling it up and you sling it back down and it's still just hanging in there, you know. So anyway, that's all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If this thing's still on here in another year, I'll do another review video. I'll write it down so I can be a little bit more accurate with my timeline. If you get one of these, I hope you love it as much as I love mine. And if you get something else, if you got a different bed cover and you think it's a better bed cover, leave it in the comments for other people. You know, there's a lot of people that's really, you know, trying to figure out which cover they want to go with. If you got another good option, leave it in the comments. If you don't have a comment but you're looking for a bed cover, check the comments, see if somebody left some information down there for you. Yeah, that's what it's all about, YouTube and everything. It's just community stuff. So if what I've said or showing you this cover didn't help you out, if there's a reason this cover won't work for you, maybe somebody found something that did. I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.